make it. So, all right. Let's start over. Welcome to the Dream Dynasty and Funky Fit call tonight. I dragged this guy downstairs. For you guys don't know who this is my husband, Chris. Hey. He was sitting on the couch doing nothing, and I was like, you can come. And we've been dealing with our own stuff in our own life. My poor family's been rocked by cancer lately, and my mom had just called to give me an update on my aunt like 5 minutes before the team call, and I was like, Mom, I can't do this right now. So you guys are like family, and yeah, so he's down here today because I'm like, I just need some energy in the house tonight. So I love you all. We're gonna have an epic call tonight, so get ready to take some notes. I wanted to start off by one thing though. This picture was in my bedroom when I went to put my sweater on. Can you guys see that? Of Jax, one of my favorite pictures. He's looking at a sparkler. I'm holding him. We were both in a wedding. It's like such, this picture just like melts my heart. And like, I look at this little boy, guys, and I look at him and I say, you know what? I could choose not to be a successful coach because of you, because you're busy and you know, days are sometimes tough. Or I could look at him and say, I can't not be a successful coach because of you, right? Like, he's my reason, my why, my absolute everything. And I cannot look at this little boy and tell him that I didn't do everything possible to try and make our dreams come true, to make his dreams come true. And I just wanted to bring that message to you guys tonight because it was just, I saw this picture and I was just like, the light up in his eyes and everything that's hard about this business, the time that it takes, the consistency that it takes, the vulnerability that it takes is worth every single minute for him. Like for him. So dig deep, guys, and find that why and keep it close to your heart because it literally will keep you going and nothing else matters. Angel told me a year ago to date on a cruise ship, looking at the back of the boat, as I shared with her, one of my most vulnerable situations that have happened to me. And she looked at me, and I had just met her, guys. We had known each other for 4 weeks. And she looked at me and she was like, you know what? Nothing in this world matters more than the 4 walls that surround you and your family and what's in those walls. That's all that matters. You protect that, you love on that, and you do whatever it takes for that. And since that day, Angel, those words, I should get like a tattoo with that. Like, that was just like amazing. Like, I'll never forget that moment. And that moment just helped me push past all of my fears. But sometimes those fears lead us to like analysis paralysis, right? You're like, I've got my why. I know my why. I want to be successful, but how do I do it? What do I do? You sit down in front of your computer every day and you're like, I don't even know where to begin. I don't know where to start. Okay, so I have my power hour. I can add people to my network, but how do I invite? How do I get people coming to me, right? And there's so many resources out there, guys. I can't come and do it for you. I can share with you what's worked for me. I can share with you things that I find from other people, but ultimately it comes down to you putting in the work and just staying consistent. But the number one thing is starting with that belief. And that might sound like crazy and you know, a little bit out there, like belief, you know, you got to have belief in yourself, but it is the truth. Like, I was on a call with Christina Wilmot tonight and I said to her, like, we ended it with like one of the best conversations about acting as if you are the top coach, acting as if you are successful, because when you act that way, you believe it. You talk about the amazing groups that you run because nobody knows that you're not running any groups, right? Talk about them, amp them up, talk about giving away prizes. Nobody knows that you didn't give a prize away, right? Like, you just fake it until you make it, and you build that belief inside of you, and it's going to come, but you have to have faith and you have to trust. And like I said on the call that I did 2 weeks ago, put it out to God every single day. To ask him to show you the people that need and want your help. Okay, but on the other end of that, you have to do your part and you have to show up consistently every single day.
Talk the talk and walk the walk. Right?
Sorry. That came out of nowhere. Forgot he was kind of here, but that's it. That's exactly it. Talk the talk and walk the walk. And the rest will come. So I'm going to go ahead and bring up my presentation here and screen.
Hey, Michelle,
Yeah.
while you're doing that, I just want to chime in really quickly. My team has heard me say this over and over and over again. And if you guys haven't heard the Danny Johnson call about be as though you already are, it is one of the most powerful calls I've ever listened to. I have the link. Michelle, when you post the recording, I'll post the link in the comments on the recording so that you can listen to that. What Michelle's talking about is not pretending or misleading or being fake or lying to anyone. It is simply, if you've already chosen success and you've decided that to be your path, and you start acting that way now before you are successful, you're not pretending and you're not faking it. You're just acting like what you know you already are, and since you've made that decision, you're simply acting out your reality before your brain catches up to it. That's how you reprogram your mind. That's how you foster belief. It's not pretending. It is you simply reprogramming these insecure thoughts that are inside of your brain. I think that's one of the most powerful things you could have started this call with, Michelle. So I'm going to post the link to that Danny Johnson call in the comments on this recording when you put it up.
Thank you, Angel. Beautifully said. Okay, let's go ahead and do a screen share here and we'll get to the content. I'm going to simplify everything for you guys and give you like something to focus on, something to like, so you know each week what you're sitting down. Actually, I got to escape out of that. I don't know if you guys can see that. Sarah Sexton, I can see you. Can you give me a thumbs up if you can see the screen share? Awesome. Thanks, girl. Okay, so time management, that's what we're going to talk about tonight, but simplifying everything. So Angel, this comes from the call that I had sent you a little bit ago or whatever, right? Simplifying activities. So this has worked beautifully in my life for the last like 4 to 6 weeks, and really came down to the fact that like when I sat down and realized exactly what I do, this is exactly what I do. I went to Chris and I'm like, oh my gosh, like this, I just need to be focusing on this stuff because this is what, but you hear everybody that's sitting down and they're like, do this every single day. And it can seem overwhelming. Okay. So we're going to talk about this in a simple way. Okay. So let me ask you this. Do you guys enjoy coaching? Just give me a head shake. Do you enjoy coaching? Do you love helping other people? Yes. Okay, so that's undeniable. Are you guys getting your posts up or not getting your posts up? Just give a yes or no nod. Not, yeah. Okay. And what about power hours? Struggling with power hours? A little bit here and there, getting it done sometimes, sometimes not. Okay. Does anybody want to chime in what their biggest struggle is with their business? Or is it kind of, did I just sum it up right there? Kind of summed it up. Okay. All right. So I want to remind you guys first, before we go forward, that sharing your story, great things can happen. Your tribe is out there. People need to hear from you. And one of the things that I suffered from in the first year of my business was trying to post to everybody. If you have endometriosis, post about having endometriosis, how you cope with it, ask your tribe questions. If you are pre-menopausal, post about that. Angel, going through everything she's gone through, she's post about that. And she's found her tribe, the people that are going through the same things that need that support. Your story, there's no story that's too small. There's no story, there's no one person in this world that exists that doesn't have a story. Like, if you feel that's you, talk to me because I will dig that story out of you. I will help you uncover that story. So just know there's people, when you're posting and when you're trying to figure out whether you have a tribe out there, there are people today that are going through the exact same things that you have gone through or that you are going through. And those people need to know what you're doing to pull yourself out of it. Right? So that's when posting to your niche market, that's what that means. That's what that is. And those people are out there. Okay. So number one, I just need to move this little thing here. Okay. So number one, schedule your time, guys. Okay. So every Sunday, I take Sundays off, right, Chris?
Yep.
Sundays are my off day. I do generally most of my work on the Saturdays, but I make sure by Sunday night for sure that I have my work hours planned out for the week. I know what Jax and I are kind of doing for the week. And I usually set 2 big goals for the week. And that goes with my, we'll get into it on the last slide, but I picked 2 big goals. So what's my goals that week? Is it for my free group, to get people into my free group? Is it getting people to my challenge group and making Success Club? Is it helping my team out? What are my 2 big goals? A lot of the times we have all these things that we want to do, and then we don't do anything because we feel like we can't accomplish it. Okay. So for example, the first week, focus on making Success Club, or focus on setting up your free group. The second week, you want to launch your groups. I open all my groups at once now because it's just too complicated to try and be like, oh my gosh, I need to open up my free group. It starts Monday. Or, I do it all at once so that it's done. I don't have to worry about it. If I need a link to a group, I can copy and paste it and it's done. Third week is bringing in 2 new coaches onto my team. Fourth week is focusing on teamwork at the end of the month. So if there's anything that I need to do for the team, but it's like a systematic system of like, these are things that I'm going to work on for this week. And that's my goal for the week. And then you can craft your posts around those things as well, right? So always be working a month ahead. So I have my planner and I have it planned out at least a month ahead so that I know I don't get in that scramble, right? Like, oh my gosh, my free group starts Monday. I didn't advertise it. It's Friday. And then it throws everything off for the rest of the month, right? So having that, like, I know tomorrow, first thing that I need to do is get my event up for my free group. And that's like the number 1 priority for tomorrow that I already know that I need to do. But it's going to help plan your posts throughout the month as well. And we'll get into that on the last slide too, okay? But when you're planning those posts, it'll help you speak to your market when you're planned. If you're not planned, guys, you're just out there kind of floating and you don't know what you're posting, you don't know what you're trying to drive everything towards to, right? It's kind of like Gary Vaynerchuk's jab, jab, right hook, right? And you're kind of pushing, you're trying to draw people in, and then all of a sudden Sunday night out comes that free group post, right? Or that challenge group post. So scheduling your time is key for this business in order to not feel overwhelmed. So how do you do that? How do you schedule your business and set some boundaries for yourself? Well, this is step 2. So number 1, no notifications on your phone, okay? This is a big one that I get caught. I would, like, you go over to do the dishes and then you glance at your phone and you see you have like 7 notifications. So then you start scrolling again and there's another 15 minutes of your day wasted from just scrolling, right? Take Messenger off of your phone. Some do work like you work off of your phone on the go. So I get that if you can't completely cut out things like that. These are suggestions, and pick and choose from the list things that you can implement in your business that will work for you in just setting boundaries around your business. But do your invites before you post and work out. We're going to get into that on the last slide and how that works. But your post and your workout post and your workout are your business, right? They're like your paycheck, essentially. So if you do the nitty gritty stuff before you get to do that, it's kind of like a race against time, because you need to get that morning post up. You need to get that morning post up, so you need to do the nitty gritty stuff first, right? So I stay home with Jack, so I still get up at 5 and get my stuff done from 5 until 6 so that, I don't have to stress about it the rest of the day. Don't open an app without intention. So like Snapchat or Instagram or Facebook, right? Just know what you're going in there to do. If you're giving yourself some free time and you got everything done and you're just going to scroll, have at it, right? But don't try not to sit there and just go through it mindlessly, or else again, you get sucked in and you lose like another 15 minutes, half an hour, right? Yeah. So turn off notifications you don't need from like other apps or other groups. And check into 2 to 3 mandatory groups daily. So your team page, super important, your challenge groups. And then like if you're part of a training, like an emerald training, a diamond training, we're going to get into implementing some of that stuff after the Success Club trip and before Summit, because we've got the Summit push on pretty soon. Those are the groups that you want to focus on, right? You don't have to check into all the other groups that you're a part of. Sometimes it's interesting just to get different information and tidbits, but if you're really trying to focus in and just do what you need to do to make your business successful, checking into every single group is not necessary. And one other key thing, and I did not do this in the beginning, was having structured unplugged time. I know now Thursday nights, I'm off of my phone. Like that's time with my family, same with Sundays. But taking that structured unplugged time is so important for you. Just to rejuvenate and just to feel like you're not being stuck in the social media world and feeling like you're not making progress, right? So step 3, commitment. So always remember that it takes 21 days to make a habit. So when you jump into this and you start implementing these things in your business and starting to take control of your business, it's going to take time to consistently start to do it and to make those changes. But keep yourself accountable to our team pages. Post in there and say, I got my invites out today, or I set up my groups and I'm ready to rock for the month and I have my month planned. Like posting that sort of stuff in our team pages, like it amps me up too, right? Like, so I'm like, oh my gosh, like Angel's got her shit together. I need to get my stuff together, right? Like you see it and you see other people doing it. So post it in our team pages and just get excited for each other, like, amp each other up a little bit and cheer each other on to kind of get things going and get things rolling for the month, right? Another big thing is evaluating weekly what worked and didn't work. So Melanie Mitchell had a great point on her Business Tip Tuesday this week that like what she did a year ago doesn't work right now. Live video is huge right now on Facebook. So you have to be willing to evaluate what's working on your social media and what's not. If you have posts that are only getting 1 or 2 likes, those are not getting traction with your market. Don't do them. Just take evaluation, take note, and just be like, okay, so that post did not work. I'm not going to do that again, right? And that's okay because you're just evaluating what your market likes. And so take note at least weekly or do it daily. Just jot down what worked, what didn't work daily. And take note of what your market's liking and do more of that. Like for me, perfect example, my market for some reason loves my dinner time videos of what we're eating for supper. I don't love making them. I don't like going live at dinner time because it's freaking chaos at that time. But my market loves it, so I'm doing it. Even tonight when we had like the most simplest random dinner, I was like, well, this just proves you can eat healthy and still be very, very simple. So take note daily or weekly what's working for your market and what's not, because that's part of your business. You don't want to be putting content out there that's not attracting your market, right? Because they're just scrolling by then. So
pretty much nowadays the whole Facebook feed is all videos.
Yeah, video is king. Yeah. You want to make a goal to be going live on your page. It's scary as shit. You're going to shake the first time you do it. You're probably going to get on there, mumble a little bit, and then end the video. But I promise it gets better from there. You will become much more natural at doing it. And you'll start to get people hopping on with you, right? In the beginning, I had nobody on my videos. Not at all. So but going live is like king of Facebook algorithm right now. Oh, yeah. Facebook algorithms are promoting people's pages and throwing the videos out there even more to people. So going live, I make a point to go live at least once a day. In the beginning, I didn't. It was scary for me, and I did it every couple days. I made a point to do it 3 times a week, and now today I went live twice. So it's just all in. I don't know, just think of reality TV, guys. Like
that's exactly what it is.
That's exactly what it is. Like Jack's got on it with me and we talked about personal development today and what I was reading. And now people ask me to go live at 5 a.m. every morning reading my personal affirmations book to them. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like you're going to see me a hot mess.
I'm not sure if you want to see that or not.
I know, but they want it. So I'm going to give it to them. So yeah. So now how to work from lists. Okay, lists, you hear about people saying work from a list. What lists? How do you keep track of lists? People have different techniques. I'm going to super simplify it for you, okay? So when you sit down and you're like, okay, I need lists. I need people to talk to. What I do now is I have a Streak. I'm using Streak. You can use a notebook. Whatever works for you, but there's a 4-month process to this system with people to get them into your funnel, okay? So what I do is I sit down every day and I look for people that have liked posts or commented on my posts. Like, for example, people are like, what book were you reading on live video today? I didn't post in the comments what book it was. I said, I'll send you a private message. And I sent them a private message with the book name. That counts as one of my building relationships. So I write their name down as in month 1. They're in the relationship building stage, okay? If they joined one of my free groups, or sorry, if they liked my page, I send them a message thanking them for liking my page. They're in the month 1 step as building relationship. If they've accepted my friend request and I send them a message thanking them for accepting my friend request, they're in the month 1 of relationship building, okay? My goal every single day now is to sit down and go out there and just build relationships, find people to talk to, find people to connect with. That's it. If they're liking my posts, I'm writing their name down as the month 1 process, okay? So how do you get people also coming to you to liking your posts? Well, that's the 5 pillars that we're talking about that you're posting to your niche market, okay? So I want you guys to brain dump. What are the things that are unique about you? Like for me, I talk a lot about our adoption journey, our infertility journey. I talk about women's empowerment and, motivation. I share our meals. Those are kind of the things I post about. I sprinkle in a little bit about fashion and makeup and stuff, but for the most part, it's just that sort of stuff is what I post about. And so that's where I'm trying to attract people to me, and I'm trying to build relationships by doing that. Like asking questions. Asking questions is gold right now, guys, on Facebook with live video. But asking questions, like I made a video, or a post, I was like, who has endometriosis or been diagnosed with PCOS? Boom, I had 36 comments, and guess what, guys? I had 36 people the next day to message and ask them a question. And I asked them all, I'm like, have you had surgery for it? What age were you diagnosed? It was just simply conversation. Guess what? Those 36 people went on my relationship list. So asking questions brings people out of the woodwork. So think beyond fitness, think beyond health, think about, ask questions about even your kids, at what age did you potty train your kid? Boom, you're going to get a lot of people giving their opinions, right? Those are all people you can message and be like, oh, would you recommend putting pull-ups on or no? You might know the answer to that, but it's a way to build relationships, right? So that's your goal daily. I want you guys to set that as your goal daily. And we kind of call this the Beachbody experience, right? Because if you're just going out there loving on people, messaging them, talking with them, forget the inviting part right now, okay? Forget that part for a second. Love on them, build the relationship, talk to them, okay? Month 2, so I sit down, I've got my free group starting Monday. I'm getting that organized tomorrow. Guess who's getting an invite to my free group? All of those people that I went on my relationship list from the month of March. So those 36 people that commented on my endometriosis PCOS post, they're all getting a message from me, inviting them to my free group with a link to the group so that they can just click and request to join. That's my goal. Those are the people. So when I sit down, I now know who to invite, right? Those are the people that are coming into my free group. And so my goal is if I've got all these people I'm building relationships with, then there's all my invites. So when I sit down to fill out my business activity tracker and I do my inviting in a large sum, like I sit down and I just hammer them out, I've now filled in all of those invites, those 3 a day that you're supposed to send out, right? I just didn't do it daily. I did it all at once. Does that make sense, guys? Yeah? Okay. And then basically for my free groups, I build relationships in those free groups. If you guys want a video on free groups and how to run some kick-ass free groups, we can put that together for you guys because those are like gold. If you give gold without expecting anything in return, people sense that, right? So I don't talk about my challenge groups and my free groups, nothing. It is me giving and giving and giving. I give them a meal plan or I give them workouts and I message them at the beginning of the group, I message them halfway through, and then guess what? When it comes time for my challenge group invite, they all get a message from me at the end, congratulating them on completing the group. And then I extend my invite into my challenge group. So those are all the people that I invite to my challenge group then. So again, there's my inviting. I'm going to hustle here because we've got 10 minutes left. So then those are month that's my next step. That's month 3 here, inviting them to my challenge group. So I've had my relationship list, my free group list, and my challenge group list. So then when it comes time, guys, to invite to your sneak peek, to Angel's sneak peek, our sneak peek, invite to the sneak peek or to coaching, the people that are in your challenge groups are hot market to invite to coaching. Those are the ones that you want to sit down and be like, all right, sneak peeks next week. Who from my challenge groups would make a good coach? And you want to send the message to them and invite them to the sneak peek. And guys, I worded it in a way of like, how did I word it this time? I sent them a message congratulating them on being so awesome in the group and all their participation. And I was like, you would make a stellar coach. I'm hosting a sneak peek next week. I can go ahead and add you if you want to be a fly on the wall and hear a little bit more. I didn't ask them if they wanted to be a coach. I asked them if they wanted to be a part of the group to hear more information so that I can let the group speak to them. So that's the process. Those are the lists. I've got 4 things set up in Streak, and I'm moving them through there. So now everybody's going to move from the relationship part down to the free group one, and my goal is to refill that relationship list. Okay, so here's your daily to-dos based on your weekly goals. Okay, guys? So most of these stay consistent. You're going to notice from Monday to Saturday, the same things that happen are posting. That's a non-negotiable every single day. Relationship building happens every single day. Group check-ins, messages, and emails happen every single day. Inviting, I do on Mondays. That's the only day I do it in a large sum to whatever's going on that week. So this week, it's my free group. I'm a little late getting it set up. I should have done it Monday, but it's going to be tomorrow. So I know all my invites are going out tomorrow to my free group. Next week will be my challenge group. The week after that will be my sneak peek. And then the week after that will be my free group again. So every week I'm inviting, but I'm just doing it on one day all at once versus every single day. Okay, so then Tuesdays, send out a group email. Now these are to leads, these are to your customers. You can use MailChimp. MailChimp is what I use, but I export my contact list and you can send out an email, like just a recipe, a Shakeology recipe even, just something to kind of keep your name out there. Wednesday, you're getting up, you're posting, your relationship building for your power hour, you're checking in on your groups, your messages, your emails, and then if you have a blog, you can make a blog post. I have a blog, so I make a blog post, or I share a recipe, or, you can do something simple for your business that'll add value to your customers in this time. Maybe you take this time, if you don't have a blog, to create some content for your pages. Whatever you want to squeeze in right there if you don't have a blog. A blog is not necessary. Don't feel like you have to leave this call and go make a blog. Thursday, posting, relationship building, team recognition. That's the added extra one on there is I go through, I do my team recognition that day. Fridays, do some challenger recognition on top of what your power hour is. Shout out a challenger, send them a message and ask if they can be the challenger of the week. Saturdays are when you can sit down Saturday or Sunday, whichever day is easiest for you. It's same thing. You've got to post, relationship build, groups, messages, email, plan week posts. Now, these are the important posts, your Sunday, your Tuesday, and your Thursday breadcrumbs. So your Sunday is like a business post or your challenge group post. Your Tuesday is your transformation Tuesday, and your Thursday is your throwback Thursday. And I generally keep these all kind of business related. I usually throwback Thursdays can be to like before you were a coach to now you were a coach, and like compare the differences between the two, right? Like what's changed about you, and just talk about that in your post. Keep a folder on your phone of different pictures, like transformation photos and stuff of your challengers or of yourself, so that you don't have to spend so much time creating this stuff. You can actually just pull it from there, drop a post on Saturday so that you can just schedule it or copy and paste it, and it's ready to go for you. But those 3, I find for me, they were the biggest struggle because they take time to think up, right? So if you sit down and you have it planned out to copy and paste in Evernote or on your notes in your phone, then you're already ahead of the game, right? And you've got those big important posts ready to go. You don't have to worry about that. So we're down to about 4.5 minutes left. I don't know if anyone has any quick questions they want to ask at all. Not a zero Zippo?
Just laid it all in.
I don't have a question, but I will say, Michelle, that the inviting part that you're talking about, everything that you said is basically the same with me. We just do slightly different variations. So I wanted to kind of chime in and let you guys know that just take what you've learned and figure out how it fits, because Michelle said she, sends her invites on Monday. I do them, 2 or 3 times a week, but I hammer them out like all in one day. And then my inbox is so jumping, like I literally can't send any more invites, because if I do, I'm not going to be able to get through the conversations that I have going on. Yeah. So that's where you want to be. That's what I do. Michelle's running monthly free groups, and to be honest with you, that's something I haven't done in a long time, because I have templates created where I have a free meal plan and free YouTube workout calendar and a free group, a general big group on Facebook that we're all in, Funky Fit Squad. So I don't run like a monthly free group per se, but I still have this free meal plan, the free workouts and everything in place to give those people who aren't ready to join my challenge group. So we do slightly different variations, but it's the same concept. Yeah. Isolating the activities in whatever schedule works. And right now, I literally just started over from the ground up rebuilding. I still don't have a schedule, but this call helped me so much, Michelle, and the material that you covered, for me personally, it was great. I love it. And I got some new fresh ideas on things that I already knew. You just put it into a new perspective, and I love that. So thank you so much. I think this was an awesome call, and I hope that everybody else got some out of it too.
Sometimes we just need a reminder that things can be simple. It can be simple what we're doing, and it's just figuring out what your funnel is, when you can do it, what does that look like for you, how are you going to connect with people. Yep. In the beginning, it was hard for me when I first started as a coach, because I didn't know exactly what to do, and then I realized that there was no copy and paste system. It had to be what worked for you. I can't say like, yes, take this and do A, B, and C with these messages, because it's not you. You have to
exactly
as you. So that was my biggest learning curve.
And I think it's also I have a pretty awesome perspective at this point, because I was a stay-at-home mom just like you there for a long time. The whole time we've been success partners, both of us were stay-at-home moms, and now I'm back to work. And so you were still at home crushing it as a stay-at-home mom, and now I've added a full-time job, and so all of our schedules are totally different, but we're still here. We're still going to achieve a similar path, because this is what we've decided we're going to do. This is the direction that we're going. We're just getting there in two different variations of the same thing, if that makes sense. So I'm really excited, honestly, that to get all of this refresher back, because it's really helping my own perspective, but it's also helping me to be excited for the fact that you've got one end of the spectrum covered, and now I got the other. So there's no reason why every single one of our coaches can't freaking rock this out, because you and I are going to blaze the trail with every single one of them right beside of us. So I'm so freaking pumped up.
Like Gary Vaynerchuk says, don't wish your life away. Don't get to the end of your life wishing you had made those invites, or wishing you had grabbed this business by the balls and ran with it, right? There's no
grab it by the balls.
You can't be successful because other people have done it. You can do. So that's all I got tonight.
Awesome call. Nice job, Michelle. I love it. Don't forget Super Saturday, y'all. It's coming up.
Yeah.
Don't forget,
All right, guys, we'll let you go before we get cut off here. Have an awesome night, and thank you for jumping on the call. I'll post the recording as soon as it's up, okay?
Good night, guys.
See ya.